नौकरी सरकारी चाहिए तो हर पद के लिए, जैसे होटल में आप खाना खाए जाए और रेट कार्ड होता है ना, हर पद के लिए रेट कार्ड है। रेट कार्ड बताया गया है, और रेट कार्ड भी कैसा है? छोटे छोटे गरीबों को लूटा जा रहा है। अगर आप सफाई कर्मी की नौकरी चाहिए तो उसके लिए आपको ये रेट रहेगा, भ्रष्टाचार में इतना देना पड़ेगा। अगर आपको ड्राइवर की नौकरी चाहिए तो ड्राइवर की नौकरी के लिए ये रेट रहेगा। अगर आपको क्लर्क की नौकरी चाहिए, टीचर की नौकरी चाहिए, नर्स की नौकरी चाहिए, तो आपको ये रेट रहेगा। आप सोचिए, हर पद के लिए उस राज्य में रेट कार्ड चला करता है।
Modi is making totally baseless allegations. He should answer. He should clarify first the BAPOM scam, the bank scams, the Rafael scam, and the different scams under BJP ruled states and BJP ruled central government. How some friends of them flew away from the country, hijacking crores of rupees from our banks.
Now, what exactly is this entire scam? The Enforcement Directorate has found more details of what exactly transpired in the specific time from 2014 to 15. There were 6,000 vacancies and 17 positions under Group C and D that were filled. That is what the Enforcement Directorate has come out and said as far as unearthing this entire scam goes. The scam has been on since 2014-2015. There are at least 60 Bengal civic bodies where this entire scam was unearthed. That's what the Enforcement Directorate has now come out and said. There are several more details that are coming out. The areas in which these municipalities were working, that is where these jobs were put up for sale. There's an entire rate card, like the Prime Minister also spoke of. This is not CNN News 18 that's making these claims. It's the Enforcement Directorate's investigation that has thrown up these details. As far as jobs go, be it clerks, be it teachers, be it laborers, be it several other positions in municipalities and civic bodies, the rate goes up from about 4 lakhs to upwards of 6 lakhs. You want a job, you pay up that money, and then you can secure that position. That's the allegation that is under investigation by the Enforcement Directorate now. Political analysts Anirban Banerjee and Gargi Nandi Roy join me on this broadcast. Whether there is any substance to the claims that the Enforcement Directorate is making, or is it pure vendetta like the TMC claims? Let me open that up and let me take in Anirban Banerjee. Anirban Banerjee, several of the TMC's leaders are under the scanner of several investigating agencies, not just the Enforcement Directorate. Can the TMC then just get away by saying that this is nothing but vendetta?
Had it been the West Bengal government or the ruling party TMC, which is being under the scanner, the only party, then we could say that there is something real fishy going on, etc., etc. But we can see that since the last 8 or 9 years, whether it be the ED, the CBI, is more than 95% of the cases, if I am not very wrong, are against the opposition parties. It's the Congress, the TMC, the CPIM, the RJD, any party which leaves the coalition, and any leader from the opposition party who joins the BJP, the investigation trail suddenly goes cold. Therefore, in the name of investigation, what goes on is very clear to the people of this country. We all know what happens. I can name people like Shubhendu Adhikari, I can name Himanta Biswa Sharma, I can name Narayan Rane. There are numerous examples of opposition leaders, then opposition leaders, who were under the scanner of the ED or the CBI. And once they joined the BJP, you tell me where the investigation stands. Nobody knows.
Sure. Sure, Gargi Nandi Roy, the investigations happen, they are opened up, and then this is an allegation that the opposition, not just the TMC, has been making. If a said leader is being investigated, he joins the BJP, then all charges are whitewashed. It's like a washing machine of the BJP. Otherwise, you keep going after these leaders. There are summons that are issued, there are investigations, there are raids that are conducted, but there's no logical conclusion that these probes ever lead to. That's the allegation.
See, I think, this word political vendetta in our politics is the most overused and misused word. Anything you do and there is an investigation, you call it political vendetta. In Bengal, it's proven. I mean, yes, the process of investigation is slow. I also feel that. Maybe more people should have been arrested. But aren't we seeing that the former education department, entire education department of Bengal is in jail? From Partho Chatterjee to Manik Bhattacharya to Kalyan Gangopadhyay, who not? And then the MOS education, Paresh Adhikari, his daughter also was getting salaries for and she was not even going to school. Crores have come out. Our educated students, educated youth are sitting on the road protesting and they're getting beaten up. That's the reality of Bengal. They are protesting and they're getting beaten up. And here the jobs were sold for why? What you're saying? 5 lakh, 10 lakhs, 15 lakhs, 20 lakhs. There was no limit. And we know now what Kalighater, Kaku, Kuntal Ghosh, there are so many names coming out. Crores have been discovered. You know, in Bengal, what happened was, you know, I remember that film Hirok Raja Deshe, Didi felt, where it was a satirical movie by Ray, where the Raja says ki jana ar kono shesh nahi, jana chesta britha thai. Same thing happened in Bengal. The education system, they've shattered. So what is Anirban? Please check the reality. Abhijit Gangopadhyay cancelled how many jobs? From 36,000 when he said 32,000. So it's all out. Everybody, your department is in jail. It is not, yes, more people should be arrested and money went to the top. There is no doubt. And you know, the thing is, schools after schools are closed. 25 schools were closed in Howrah. Teachers were seen, maths teachers who can't do math. Bengali teachers can't spell Bengali. Why? Because people who got job as teachers, the blank papers they gave, and on roll number basis, they were given jobs.
So, Anirban Banerjee, there is a chance discovery that the Enforcement Directorate has made. Sure, Gaginanthi Roy, you've made your point. Let me get in Mr. Anirban Banerjee as well.
10 seconds. Partho Chatterjee used to go to a salon. Imagine, he used to go to a salon in Nagpala. His mashuos and all, everybody got job.
Sure.
And so what is Anirban saying? Anirban.
Sure, in this particular case, in this particular allegation, that the Enforcement Directorate is now investigating, Anirban Banerjee, it's a chance discovery. They were investigating the teachers' recruitment scam. While they were conducting raids, they received proof. What they claim is digital proof.
Right.
There are documents which say that money has exchanged hands. Certain positions were given because certain money exchanged hands. Should that then not be investigated? Why call it political vendetta?
No, the ED or the CBI is free to investigate directed by the court or not. Nobody would object to the investigation had the investigation been impartial and politically not politically controlled. But I have given you 3 examples: Shubhendu Adhikari, Himanta Biswa Sharma, Narayan Rane. All of these 3 people were called corrupt by the BJP, not the other parties. It was the BJP who held press conference in 2016 and called out names. They said that Shubhendu Adhikari, amongst others, is a corrupt person. His video of receiving cash was there in the YouTube channel of the BJP party, and later BJP, the video was removed. So what is the ED doing about that particular case? What about the chit fund scam? In the Rose Valley scam, Mr. Himanta Biswa Sharma was one of the prime accused in the Northeast region. Now he is the Chief Minister of Assam, of BJP. Therefore, the ED or the CBI, had they conducted their investigation in a fair manner, nobody would have objected. But their unfairness, their lack of impartiality and complete control by the BJP is so very evident that we cannot say that we cannot. We're sorry that we have to say BJP doing what they should. And therefore, you have seen repeated times the High Court or the CBI or the ED Court, they have expressed their
Anirban Banerjee, we'll try and fix that audio link with you. We'll try and get you back. We'll try and get your reconnection back because there seems to be some audio issues. But the political war of words between the BJP and the TMC continues as far as this particular job scam is concerned. That is under investigation, but there's more breaking news coming in vis-a-vis West Bengal, where we're now given to understand that the Panchayat poll dates, there is going to be no change. Remember, the Calcutta High Court was hearing this particular case. The State Election Commission will decide on the election. That is the verdict that has now come to the fore from the Calcutta High Court. Despite both the Congress and the BJP going to court asking for more time as far as filing of nomination is concerned. The window between the filing of nomination and the election had to be increased was one of the demands that they had made, but that has now been rejected. The dates stay the same. Komalika, my colleague, getting us more details of what's transpired. Yes, Komalika.
Well, what we are getting it right now from the court is that court has stated that it is the State Election Commission which will decide whether the nomination dates will be extended or not. Not only that, the other decisions will also be taken by State Election Commission. This is what we are getting from the court. Preliminary, the extension date of the nomination, that decision has to be taken by the court, by State Election Commission.
Now, the final decision stays with the State Election Commission. Now, yesterday, as far as submitting that report goes, Komalika, the SEC, I beg your pardon, had told the court that they are okay with extending the nomination date by 1 day. Is that correct?
Yes, absolutely. The ACC yesterday had stated that for 1 day they don't have any problem in extension of the nomination date for 1 more day. That's what the State Election Commission stated. And today, the court has almost given all responsibility to the SEC, State Election Commission.
Now, we've seen the kind of doubts that the opposition, especially the BJP, had raised as far as the State Election Commission goes, Komalika. They had said that this was going to be advantage TMC because the State Election Commission was acting on the behest of the TMC, and the TMC knew the schedule beforehand.
Clearly, we don't know whether TMC knew the schedule beforehand or not, but this is clear that this judgment which has come, it is clearly for the TMC because the government along with the State Election Commission, whenever the State Election Commission decides the panchayat date, that is in tune with the state government. So obviously it's not a blow for the TMC, but rather it's a blow for the opposition.
Yes.
As every decision will be taken by the State Election Commission.
Yes, Komalika, thank you so much for getting us the latest as far as what transpired in the Calcutta High Court goes. Gargi Nandi Roy and Banerjee continue to be with us on this broadcast. Gargi Nandi Roy, do you think this is a setback for the BJP? Your plea for extension, for more time to file nominations, or the aspersions that were cast on the State Election Commission, none seem to be finding water.
See, the aspersions of the State Election Commissioner is not very wrong. He was seen with TMC leaders sitting in the evening, or should I call it partying and spending time. So it is quite known that he is very close to the TMC party and the head honchos. And within 1 day of assuming office, he declared the election date. So it is not beyond doubt. Whatever the court has said, I cannot say anything against that. But I don't think it should be a fair election, which it seems to be very hard. We have seen the kind of violence that has happened already, which has happened. You know, there's been killing in Murshidabad district also. One person was shot dead after filing his nomination, the Congress person Fulchand Sheikh. And if you remember, the ghost of post-poll violence still haunts people of Bengal. So that has to be taken care of. We know that this panchayat elections, you know, why they are very important for the ruling party, because it is a source of revenue generation, and then the money that comes, it goes to the top. So that's why they are so desperate to keep the power to themselves, grab power, and they prefer bullets over ballots. So that's why we see so much violence also. And yes, the opposition may not have been ready, but I cannot comment on the court's thing. Yes, if there would have been more time given, it would have been better for the opposition parties. We expect a fair election, which is very difficult in West Bengal.
And we've seen the kind of violence that has transpired in the last 2 to 3 days. Now, the nomination filing has just about begun. It was it's day 3 of nomination filing, and unfortunately, we've seen instances of violence, instances of blockade as alleged by the opposition that have also come to the fore. Banerjee, now we're still awaiting more details to come out of court as far as the deployment of central forces is concerned for elections. But given the history of West Bengal and violence during elections, would it be so bad to call in central forces for additional reinforcements?
See, after the Shitalkuchi incident in 2021, where the central forces had gunned down 4 people in West Bengal, I don't think any sane person from Bengal would actually welcome the presence of the central forces. Yes, you're right that there have been elections marred by violence in West Bengal for very long, but we had never seen any police personnel firing upon voters, firing upon ordinary men outside booths. We have witnessed exactly that in 2021. And what the BJP is saying right now, these are the same rhetorics they used to repeat before the 21 elections. And we have seen 8-phase elections, thousands of central forces, crores and crores of money pumped in, daily passengering by the Prime Minister and the Home Minister and a lot of ministers of the BJP, and yet they failed to cross the 3-digit mark. They had a target of 200 seats. They even declared that they are forming the government after the 4th or the 5th phase of the elections. But we have seen they had miserably failed. And now the situation is so dire for them that they're struggling to hold their own party together. Their top leaders, they are divided into 3 factions. Mr. Shukanto Mojumdar, nobody cares about his opinions. He's saying that we will not field candidates in all the seats, and that is actually our ploy. And the other senior leaders are actually criticizing him for that. They are flabbergasted that how can a state president of a party can say that not fielding candidates in all the seats is actually election ploy. Therefore, the BJP is in a very bad condition. The central forces seems to be their last resort. They might want to repeat the Shitalkuti incident once again and create a fear among the ordinary voters, so
But
that
is the state equipped? Is the state equipped with enough force to ensure that there is no violence, or that even if there is, in the aftermath, that all action can be taken? Banerjee, is the state equipped to deal with that?
First of all,
in terms of mere numbers.
Yeah, it's up to the Election Commission. They are an independent body. As I've heard from reports, the Election Commission will probably call in police forces from other neighboring states as well. They are going to arrange all kind of security measures. And if the court has not given any order for taking the days for nomination filing, I don't think they are going to direct for any other central forces or other measures either. The Election Commission is at complete liberty to take whatever decision they want. The political parties can, of course, place their demands. That is completely fine.
Sure. So at the moment, there is a setback coming to the fore to the opposition that was seeking more time as far as nomination goes. Unfortunately, I'm out of time, but I thank you both for joining us here on this broadcast. We are shifting focus to more breaking news that's happening. News coming in from Karnataka now, where the BJP in the state has tweeted a picture of a meeting that was held for the civic body in Bengaluru, which is the BBMP. They've now questioned the presence of Randeep Singh Surjewala at this particular meeting. The BJP taking to Twitter, going on to say, what is the secret of ATM Sarkara's secret meeting? Congress state in charge, Randeep Surjewala, who has no official relationship with either the state government or the BBMP, has nothing to do with the top officials. Is this the 85% deal fixing meeting? That's the allegation that the BJP is now making against the Congress party. Remember, on the plank of corruption, while the Congress maintained its campaign on the 40% Sarkara, Commission Sarkara campaign against the BJP has been claiming that Congress has always been an 85% Commission Sarkar, which is an allegation that they're making yet again. Ritu, my colleague, joining us for more details. Ritu, put this in context for our viewers. This meeting was specifically for the BBMP's management. Is that so? And why was Randeep Singh Surjewala there?
So yes, you see, the Randeep Singh Surjewala, in fact, was here in the Karnataka today, and in Bangalore, this whole meeting took place in a hotel that we can see in a visual right now, which has been tweeted by the Karnataka BJP. Now they have gone on to question that what is the relationship between Randeep Singh Surjewala and also the civic body officials. Because in the picture, you can see the BBMP chief Tushar Girinath and also other officials of the civic body, and therein also other ministers and few Congress leaders as well who were part of this meeting. So in specifically now the BJP is questioning that what is a requirement and what authority or power does the Randeep Singh Surjewala also has to be part of this particular meeting. Now what kind of alleged deal that was being fixed here is what is the Karnataka BJP questioning. But meanwhile, you see the Congress leaders who were part of this meeting came out to say that in the meeting they discussed about the war delimitation, which is going on from quite a long time, the kind of discussions that are taking place, because now the Karnataka Congress is very much committed that they want to ensure that the BBMP elections take place at the right time, which hasn't happened in the past 2.5 years. So that's the reason that civic apathy instances are coming to the light across the city. So they don't want that situation to continue forward. So the meeting was also about that, and also other issues were also discussed in this particular meeting. But however, now BJP coming out and particularly questioning about the presence of the Randeep Singh Surjewala, and where the civic body officials were also present. So what is the relationship between them, and why does Randeep Singh Surjewala have to be part of this meeting is what they are questioning. So yes, the Karnataka Congress is in a fix. They will have to come out and answer about this particular question that has been raised by the BJP now.
Absolutely. These are allegations that the BJP has made in the past as well, with different leaders, different states, why certain leaders were present during cabinet meetings or during meetings like these that were held, where none of these leaders have a position or a say. Despite that, in this particular instance, as far as the BBMP goes, which is a civic body in Bengaluru, there is a meeting that was convened. There is hectic activity as far as restructuring of the BBMP is also concerned. Why was Randeep Surjewala, the Karnataka Congress in charge there? That's the question that the BJP is raising. S. Prakash of the BJP now joins us on this broadcast. So thank you so much for speaking with us here on CNN News 18. We've seen the tweet that your party has put out making some allegations of why Mr. Surjewala was there at this particular event. What do you expect from the Congress party to sir? Do you think there is going to be an explanation that would come to the fore?
First of all, Mr. Surjewala is a defeated Haryana Congress candidate. He has no locus standi to attend any formal meeting in the Karnataka government. His presence in the BBMP meeting is unacceptable and beyond and unconstitutional also. The Congress party should clarify whether the Karnataka government is ruled by the elected representative of the Congress MLAs or by the nominated office bearers of the Congress Delhi Congress office bearers. This has to be clarified by the party to the people of Karnataka. And also, Mr. Siddaramaiah should owe an apology for making Surjewala part of the BBMP's official meeting, who has no locus standi to even present there. He is interfering in the day-to-day administration of Karnataka, which is beyond his limits, and he should know his boundary. Let him go to Haryana, win an election first, then dictate the terms to the people of Karnataka.
Sure. Do stay on with me. I have Congress's Sanket Yanagi as well, and I'll let him answer the questions that you are raising. We've seen this picture that has been put out now, Sanket Yanagi, by the BJP. We're given to understand this is a meeting of the BBMP. Would you like to tell us why Randeep Surjewala, the Congress is in charge, was there?
First of all, we need to verify as to whether that photograph which has been reflected in the BJP handle is genuine or not, because they are known for fake propaganda, and so they know for photoshopping. It's a photoshopping party. Firstly, that we need to verify the authenticity of it, and we also need to verify as to whether it is an official meeting of the BBMP or something else, or whether it's a photoshopped photo. And thirdly, Mr. Surjewala, as Mr. Prakash has said that he is defeated the MLA or something like that, he said it is not. He is a sitting member of the parliament. He should understand, unlike Mr. Prakash, who is nothing in the party. And fourthly, I would say,
don't talk like a joker, Mr. Yanagi. He is a nominated Rajya Sabha member. He lost that also.
Mr. S. Prakash, you had your time. Let Mr. Sanket Yanagi go ahead.
You had your time. Your term is over. Now you have to leave it to the others. Please understand this decently. And next point which I am trying to make is, when Mr. Surjewala is in charge of the state of Karnataka as a general secretary, we still have to verify whether he is sitting as a general secretary for the preparation of the party for the BBMP elections. So we need to verify all these things, and we may have to reply to that. Just because BJP posts something in its Twitter, we can't say that it is genuine, because we know what the BJP is, and today Twitter's former head has also said as to how the BJP handles it. I don't have to say anything more on this.
Sure.
Yes.
So the veracity needs to be checked first, and only then perhaps we'll get a response from the Congress party as to why exactly Mr. Surjewala was there, if it was an official meeting of the BBMP. Ms. Janagi, thank you so much for speaking with us here on CNN News 18. Whether this becomes the latest flashpoint in Karnataka between the Congress and the BJP, we'll keep an eye out on that. But for now, a quick break.
Tests like IELTS, TOEFL, PTE, all of them are manageable is what they have been claiming to us. Even on phone calls, even when we met them in person, we met many of them. Obviously we can't show all of them. We are also hiding their identity because these 2-3 people are just not the people who are out there pulling off this scam. There are hundreds of them, and just zeroing down on 1 or 2 would not be justifiable. But the thing is, the fact of the matter is that any test you name can be easily be cracked. In fact, the modus operandi that they have been resorting to is also shocking, that it's a entire nexus.
It's a mega CNN News 18 investigation in what can be called a trap for Indian students studying abroad. Some fraudulent schemes are seeking to exploit students hoping to further their education abroad. CNN News 18 dives deep into the operational details of these syndicates that are operating blatantly from the national capital and from the state of Punjab. The exclusive investigation focuses on those people who claim to help you lay hands on any academic document required to fly abroad for higher studies, but turn their back on you in a situation like today's. While a majority of them remain absconding, CNN News 18 brings you a ground report uncovering their ugly truth. Take a look.
सर आप ऐसे बताओ मेरे को, आप एक चीज बता रहे थे आप उसके डिग्री का।
बिल्कुल जी।
ये आएगी आपकी उससे कॉलेज से
जी।
5 लाख बाहर जाने वाले टेस्ट का
ये 4.5 4.45 के आसपास एवरेज लेके चलो, 5.5 भी 4.45 हो।
आपका क्या है?
हमारा टोटल 40 है, पर पर्सन का 20 पहले 20 वीजा के बाद।
Amidst all the hue and cry around Indian students facing threat of deportation in countries like UK, Australia and Canada, CNN News 18 deep dive into the operational details of syndicates operating blatantly in national capital and the state of Punjab. Who are these people who initially promise you to help you lay your hands on any kind of educational documents required to be obtained fraudulently to fly abroad for higher studies, turn their back towards you in a crisis like this?
Posing as students desperate to leave the country for higher studies but short of documents at hand, we contact some of the agents who facilitate admissions in foreign universities. Our choice was the UK, Canada or Australia, where the students at present are facing deportation threats.
Right now, TOEFL या PTE ये एग्जाम किया जा सकता है। तो इसमें टेंटेटिवली no less than 6 कोर्स के साथ अगर करेंगे, that would be around 4.5 के आसपास का एक कॉस्ट आएगी इसकी।
अच्छा, मतलब PTE या फिर TOEFL क्लियर कराने का मतलब 6.5 लाख, मतलब 4-5 लाख रुपए के आसपास कह रहे हैं आप? 4.5 लाख रुपए।
तभी हम यूके की ही बात करके चल रहे हैं, तो यूके के लिए जो ग्रेजुएशन का इन्होंने जो करवाना, ग्रेजुएशन का मैंने बताया अप्रोक्सीमेटली 31 के आसपास का कॉस्ट आएगा, डिपेंडिंग ऑन यूनिवर्सिटी।
1,30,000 का ये ग्रेजुएशन का वो मतलब डिग्री बनवाने का।
मतलब इनका ये कह रहे थे भैया मेरे को कि 1,30,000 रुपए में डिग्री मिल जाएगी और जाके भी हमें लानी होगी। जाके हमें लानी पड़ेगी ना यूनिवर्सिटी से सर?
हाँ जी। आप कॉलेज या यूनिवर्सिटी जो होगा वहाँ से हम आपको बता देंगे, खुद ही जाके वहाँ से कलेक्ट करके लेके आएंगे।
तो ये दिल्ली के कॉलेज होंगे?
नहीं सर, आउट ऑफ दिल्ली होंगे, दिल्ली के नहीं होते सर। दिल्ली वाले दिल्ली यूनिवर्सिटी का तो रेट ही यहाँ पे 7-8 लाख तक पहुँच जाते हैं।
तो कहाँ के होंगे फिर ये कॉलेज, कौन से होंगे?
सर ये हिमाचल के भी हो सकते हैं, ये आगे गढ़वाल के भी हो सकते हैं, आसाम के भी हो सकते हैं। 3-4 अलग-अलग कॉलेजेस होते हैं। वहाँ पे जहाँ पे जिस टाइम की बन रही है वहाँ का बताते हैं। मोस्टली हमारी हिमाचल से बनती है।
ठीक है भैया। तो यूके की तो आप बोल ही रहे हैं, कनाडा की एक बार कल आके बात कर लेते हैं आपसे, क्या रहता है, फेस टू फेस मिलते हैं फिर ही बात करते हैं।
कोई दिक्कत नहीं, जैसे आपको ठीक है।
Once the scam was established, we fixed a meeting in person. The agent was based in Delhi's Rohini area. Given the fact that he is not the only one out there, we are not disclosing the identity of this agent here.
आपको जाना होता है, सिर्फ वहाँ पे 2 कंडीशंस होती हैं।
एक तो उनकी जगह ही कोई चला जाएगा, एक बोलता भी दोनों को अपील करना पड़ता है वहाँ पे, बैठो जाओ अपना नाम लिख के करवा दो, करना दूसरे नहीं है, उन शीट्स को स्वैप कर दिया जाए। इन्विजिलेटर होता है ना वहाँ पे, तो वो इन्विजिलेटर ही नाम लेके स्वैप कर देता है। तो इसमें हायरार्की है, चेन है, सबको पैसे जाते हैं, सब अपने हिसाब से। दिल्ली, हरियाणा, पंजाब तीनों जगह में देती है।
उसमें अगर रिजल्ट खराब आ गया,
खराब है तो कुछ नहीं देना।
अगर आप ऐसे बताओ मेरे को, आप एक चीज बता रहे थे आप उसके डिग्री का,
बिल्कुल जी,
ये आएगी आपकी उससे कॉलेज से
जी
5 लाख बाहर जाने वाले टेस्ट का,
ये
4.5
4:45 के आसपास एवरेज लेके चलो, 5.5 नहीं 4:45।
एयरपोर्ट और पोर्ट के चार्जेस,
इसके अलावा मेरे प्रोसेसिंग चार्ज है।
आपका क्या है?
हमारा टोटल 40 है पर पर्सन का, 20 पहले 20 वीजा के बाद।
आइलेट्स का जो बता रहे हो आप, वो उसमें नहीं कोई गुंजाइश होनी?
मैं सीरियसली आप किसी से पता करके देख लें, अगर आप मार्केट में आपको कोई भी 6 से रेट कम दे देना इस चीज का, आप किसी से चेक करके देखिए।
इतनी क्या है, ये बड़ी चीज है क्या?
भाई साहब बहुत बड़ी चीज है, ये करवाना ही बड़ी चीज है। बोर्ड का पेपर आप किसी को मैं एक सर्टिफिकेट बनवा के देना, पेपर किसी से दिलवाना, वो कैसे होता है? अब इन्होंने क्या करना, जैसे हम अपने कैंडिडेट के आपके भाई की फोटो देंगे हम, उन्होंने उससे सिमिलर शक्ल वाला ढूंढेंगे। अभी मैंने पूछा, कैंडिडेट जो जाकर उसी पे यहाँ पेपर दे के आएगा, उसी की आईडी में जाकर वो पेपर दे के आएगा।
और अगर वहाँ कुछ हो गया तो
उसमें आपकी क्या जिम्मेवारी है? उन्होंने आपका एडमिट कार्ड देखना, आपको पेपर करने के लिए बिठा देना, आपने पेपर करना है, हैंड ओवर करना है, उसमें दिक्कत कहाँ आएगी? उन्होंने राइटिंग थोड़ा मैच करनी है।
नहीं, भाई जाएगा पेपर लिख के सबमिट कर
देगा, वो उसमें इसमें नहीं जाना, होते बंदों की।
अच्छा,
और फुल फ्लैश टीम चलती है, ये एक बंदों का नहीं है इनका, पूरा कारवां है इनका जो चलता है। कितने लोगों में कहाँ कैसे, मेरे पास फोटो आती है लोगों की, आइडेंटिटी ऐसे ऐसे 50-50 लोगों की फोटो भेज देते, मैं खुद देखता हूँ तो ओरिजिनल वाला कौन सा है।
The story does not end here. Since the news of a possible deportation came to the fore,
Welcome back. We have some breaking news coming to the fore at Nation at 5, and this has come from our neighborhood, from Pakistan, where barbarism against minorities continues in Pakistan. We are getting you more details of how minorities are persecuted time and again in Pakistan. It is no secret. Now sources have revealed to us that kidnappings, killings and conversions of Hindu community has become a new normal. Intelligence sources, in fact, are telling us that according to data collected since the 1st of January 2023 to the 6th of June 2023, which is in the 6 months of this particular year, 7 minority persons, including Hindus, were reportedly killed. There were 38 cases of kidnappings and forced conversions that have been reported from Pakistan. That is the extent of barbarism, and such is the kind of cases that we are seeing coming in from Pakistan. The Hindu community claims that the Pakistani government is not protecting the minorities, and the local Maulvis, the local priests, are harassing them on a regular basis. So what exactly have these intel sources told CNN News 18? Let's get you more details of what exactly these barbaric acts that have come to the fore are now. Now this is what is being revealed. January this year, the first month of this year, 1 person was killed. 16 cases came to the fore as far as kidnapping and forced conversions were reported. That's just in the month of January. February, 4 people were killed. There were 4 more cases of kidnapping and forced conversions that were reported. These are cases that are reported, mind you. Perhaps many go unnoticed as well. March this year, 2 women allegedly killed and 4 reportedly converted to Islam. These are not just Hindus, but several other minorities, including those from the Sikh community as well. In April, there were 6 cases of kidnapping and forced conversions that were filed in police stations. That's 4 months in this particular year. In May, another 7 cases of domestic violence, of kidnapping and forced conversions were filed. All of them included the minority communities in Pakistan. In June, 2 cases of kidnapping reported, no action taken by the authorities yet. And all of these are just, like I said, just reported cases. We do not know where exactly this is headed. How many more cases are brushed under the carpet because they go unreported? Siddhant, my colleague, getting us more details. Siddhant, this comes as no surprise. We know the kind of treatment that minorities get inside Pakistan. This is just proof that nothing has changed in Pakistan.
Absolutely, Poonam. And in fact, time and again, Indian government has been flagging off these issues, and in fact talking about the protection of minority community in Pakistan. Poonam, I would also like to add on to the information that you have shared with the viewers that as per the Forbes, more than 1,000 such girls are forcefully converted. Their religion religion is converted in Pakistan, and even this number could be more than 1,000. So, multiple agencies from US based agencies to Forbes magazine, in fact, to other agencies have been reporting that how minorities are being threatened, the girls from the minority communities are being kidnapped, and in fact there are various cases, Poonam. If you get into the details of those cases, then they are gruesome and the details are gory in nature. Now, in fact, there are multiple incidents where skin peeled off, mutilated bodies have been found, women have been raped, converted and killed. So, this is not our figure or stats that we are putting out, are not something that we have, researched or perhaps combined. But these are the statistics that have been put forth by multiple agencies. But you see, Poonam, there is no effective government in place in Pakistan right now. They already have many issues they're dealing with in terms of economy, in terms of keeping their own political space correctly. And this is perhaps the reason that nobody in Pakistan has time for the people from minority community. And this is the reason that even, Poonam, we have done stories that how Indian government is granting citizenship to all those who had come from Pakistan, and now they are living their lives.
Yes, and there were questions that were raised over that as well. But the kind of instances that come to the fore from Pakistan, unfortunately, has become routine. And Sushant Sareen, senior fellow at the ORF, also joining us on this broadcast. Like I said, Sushant Sareen, this is not new. Nothing has changed for decades together. But why then do we not see the international community or putting more pressure on Pakistan to do something about it?
So, Poonam, one, I think initially I must correct what Siddharth said. It's not because there is, the government is occupied with many other things. All of this stuff is happening with government sanction. It is happening because the government willfully turns a blind eye to the depredations against the minority community, to the forcible conversions, to the rape, to the pillage of minority properties. All of this has been happening under the watch of the government, under the protection of the government, under the protection of the judiciary. When you have 12, 13-year-old girls who are forcibly kidnapped, converted, raped, and even when they are produced before the judges, these shameless judges of Pakistan, these guys, they will send the girls back to they will throw the girls back to the wolves. We've seen clips of that on a regular basis. And this has been happening when the Pakistan government was 2/3 majority, even bigger. So, and much of this is happening in the province of Sindh, where there is still some, amount of Hindus left. Sindh is the province which is run by Bilawal Bhutto's party, which claims to be a secular liberal party. So none of this is happening without the knowledge and the complicity of the Pakistani authorities. Having said that, even the numbers, Poonam, which you are listing out, that's a gross underestimation.
Absolutely.
A Pakistani human rights organization a few years back had come out with a figure of almost 1,000 girls from minority communities, most of them Hindus, but some Christians and Sikhs as well, who are forcibly converted on an annual basis. 1,000 girls a year, and most of these are either, not even the girls who have not even reached puberty. These are 12, 13-year-old girls who are kidnapped and forcibly converted by these animals, Pakistanis. And then there are also married women who are kidnapped. And then till very recently, there was not even a Hindu Marriage Act, which meant that a marriage of a Hindu was not even recognized, which meant that those women were easy pickings for these fellows.
Yes.
And that is happening. So, why does the international community stay quiet? Because we keep quiet. When have you heard India talking about it? The Modi government comes out with a CAA, and then with all these other wolves and these vultures in India who made such a big song and dance about it, this government has not had the courage to notify that act over the last 3 years. They made one excuse after another, even though that act was really watered down, gave really no succor to the people who would come after 2014. Even that has not been notified by this government. So when we are so callous with the minority communities in Pakistan, even in Bangladesh, which is again a horror story, right? The Bangladeshis keep making a big fuss about a certain comment which, you know, in the colloquial language people use on a daily basis. But when you translate it into English, it sounds really bad.
Yes.
The Bangladeshis have made a big issue out of that. But what about the forcible conversions, the kind of brutalities which are visited upon the Hindu community in Bangladesh? Nobody talks about it because we don't talk about it. Because
Perhaps we need to take a stronger stance as well, expose Pakistan on this front as well, globally, like we've been doing on the terror front, something that our diplomats have been speaking time and again at global fora. Perhaps this is also something that needs to be strongly brought up. Whether something changes or not in Pakistan, many would say there really is no chance until they are held accountable, much more accountable than they ever have been. Whether that happens or not, for the people, for the sake of minorities in the country, we do hope sooner than later that happens. But Sushant Sareen, thank you so much for speaking with us here on CNN News 18 and sharing your perspective. On that unfortunate note coming in from Pakistan, we are slipping into a quick break. But lots more lined up for you on the other side. Do stay tuned.
Lips, Brijesh Mishra and Rahul Bhargav, both agents who once operated from Jalandhar. While Bhargav is already behind bars, a lookout circular has been issued for Mishra, who is on the run.
Brijesh Mishra and Rahul Bhargav. These are the two names which have appeared in multiple FIRs which have been launched by the victims' parents here in Punjab. And in fact, this is the office of these two scammers, if we can say, because these are the two people who actually managed to send those students outside India and in fact, in particular to Canada, where they are now suffering to get PR. And in fact, what we are also given to understand, this is house number 146, which is in front of the new bus stand here in Jalandhar city. And this place's look and feel has been entirely changed. And in fact, it was a rented accommodation from where these two were operating their office from a very long time.
As the fate of hundreds of Indian students hangs in uncertainty who are protesting on the foreign land, one thing is sure, that the agents who had helped they had taken to obtain fraud documents certainly have come under the radar of law enforcement agencies back here in India. As majority of them remain absconding, what's interesting and remains to be seen is how the events will unfold in the coming days, and will governments be able to find a solution to the ongoing problem. With Yash Goel in this special report, this is Anvish Srivastava for CNN News 18.
We have CNN News 18's Anvit joining us, who was a part of this investigation. Anvit, can you tell us more about this fuzzy racket regarding the certificates for students which is required to study abroad?
Yeah, see, it was quite surprising even for us when we started hunting out for agents of following this problem of deportation that many of the students, Indian students particularly on foreign lands, have been facing for past some time. And when we zeroed down on some of the agents who claim to get you any degree or any diploma or any certificate that you need to fly abroad for higher studies, we met a few of them, and we in fact recorded the conversation. And it was really it was kind of an expose, and it was shocking for us also to find out that any test we name, be it starting from the graduation degree from various colleges, various private colleges from Delhi, Himachal Pradesh, Haryana, Punjab, a number of colleges are on their list from where they can get you a graduation degree in BCom, in commerce courses, in whatever course you want, depending upon your education in school. And then cracking tests like IELTS, TOEFL, PTE, all of them are manageable is what they have been claiming to us, even on phone calls, even when we met them in person. We met many of them. Obviously we can't show all of them. We are also hiding their identity because these 2-3 people are just not the people who are out there pulling off this scam. There are hundreds of them, and just zeroing down on 1 or 2 would not be justifiable. But the thing is, the fact of the matter is that any test you name can easily be cracked. In fact, the modus operandi that they have been resorting to is also shocking, that it's a entire nexus.
It's a mega CNN News 18 investigation in what can be called a trap for Indian students studying abroad. Some fraudulent schemes are seeking to exploit students hoping to further their education abroad. CNN News 18 dives deep into the operational details of these syndicates that are operating blatantly from the national capital and from the state of Punjab. The exclusive investigation focuses on those people who claim to help you lay hands on any academic document required to fly abroad for higher studies, but turn their back on you in a situation like today's. While a majority of them remain absconding, CNN News 18 brings you a ground report uncovering their ugly truth. Take a look.
सर आप ऐसे बताओ मेरे को, आप एक चीज बता रहे थे आप उसके डिग्री का।
बिल्कुल जी।
ये आएगी आपकी उससे कॉलेज से
जी।
5 लाख बाहर जाने वाले टेस्ट का
ये 4.45 के आसपास एवरेज लेके चलो, 5.5 20 4.45 हो।
आपका क्या है?
हमारा टोटल 40 है पर पर्सन का 20 पहले 20 वीजा के बाद।
Welcome back. Shifting focus now to Tamil Nadu, where a massive political war of words has erupted between the two allies, the BJP and the AIADMK. After BJP State President Annamalai allegedly took a dig at former Chief Minister and Party Supremo of the AIADMK, J. Jayalalitha, Tamil Nadu's main opposition party, the AIADMK, has now passed a resolution against Annamalai over his remarks. Leader of opposition K. Palanisamy condemned Annamalai's remark and said that the remark was made with ulterior motives. He further said that national leaders, including former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee and L.K. Advani, had great respect towards Jayalalitha. This comes after Annamalai had allegedly slammed the late AIADMK Supremo, calling her corrupt, raising the allegations of corruption that she faced, the cases that she faced.
BJP leader Mr. Annamalai is criticizing his allied party AIADMK, that former CM, former General Secretary of AIADMK have been convicted for corruption. This is true, but this is not the way of approach with the allied party of BJP. Is defaming former CM Ms. Jayalalitha as well as Tamil Nadu.
Purnima, my colleague, joining us, getting us more details of this rift that seems to be brewing in Tamil Nadu between the two allies. Now, this was a long time coming, wasn't it? We've seen one after another the comments that were being made, the things that once said between the two allies as well. We had a meeting with Union Home Minister Amit Shah just a few weeks ago as well. It seemed like those differences were ironed out, but looks like it hasn't.
Absolutely. The war of words between the AIADMK and the state BJP did escalate, and they have made comments against each other. And the AIADMK General Secretary Edapadi Palanisamy had reached out to Union Home Minister Amit Shah, travelled to Delhi to meet him to sort out the differences that exists between the AIADMK and the BJP. And sources said that the talks were fruitful and that the AIADMK and the BJP has decided to work together and put aside their differences when it comes to issues that have impacted the people of Tamil Nadu and work together for 2024. Interestingly, 2 days ago when Union Home Minister Amit Shah had come to Chennai for one of the first outreach programs in the city as well as the state, Amit Shah had in fact said that the NDA will get at least 25 seats. He said that the ADMK and the BJP will work together and will get at least 25 seats, and he's hopeful that this will happen under Annamalai's leadership. This is something that Amit Shah said. And after that, an interview to National Daily where Annamalai said that former chief ministers were involved in corruption cases that has hurt the sentiments of the ADMK cadre. Yet again, war of words erupted between the ADMK and the BJP. BJP so far has stayed silent on the issue after the ADMK had adopted a resolution against Annamalai's comments, condemned the statement. The BJP so far has not reacted to the move by the ADMK. But the war of words is only going to escalate. Sources within the party say that they still have time for 2024 elections, and there is still scope for Annamalai and the ADMK to sort out their differences and work together. But at the moment, it looks like the politics over, or the war of words between the allies is only escalating, with BJP remaining silent on this issue.
And whether it is the central leadership of the BJP that has to step in to finally simmer those tempers, that's something that we'll have to wait and watch out for. Purnima Dorsey on with me because we have more breaking news that's now coming in from the state, where the state chief minister, M.K. Stalin, has condemned the searches by enforcement-related officials on his minister, Senthil Balaji's chamber in the secretariat. Stalin has now come out and said that the BJP leadership is enacting politics of intimidation. It's a charge that the opposition has made time and again against the BJP of misuse of central agencies. Tamil Nadu Chief Minister once again echoing that sentiment. Purnima continues to be with us. Purnima, we had raids that were conducted at Senthil Balaji's chamber in the secretariat today. Several of his aides have been raided in the past as well.
Absolutely. The IT raids were conducted recently on the properties that are related to Senthil Balaji's family members, including his brother in Karur district. And just after that, today at around 7:30 a.m., the Enforcement Directorate officials had reached here. This is the official residence of Senthil Balaji. In fact, the raids began at 7:30 a.m. and it's still going on. But what happened during the day was at around noon, we saw officials also enter the secretariat and enter the chamber of the minister. And this hasn't gone down well with Chief Minister and the DMK. DMK says that this is against cooperative federalism and that the state, the central government is using these agencies and all these are political vendetta by the central government against the DMK is what the Chief Minister had said, and also added that all these will not silence the opposition, and this will not work in Tamil Nadu, where people understand but have opposed the move by the Enforcement Directorate officials who entered Secretariat around noon, and they left at around 4:30 p.m. But that hasn't gone down well with Chief Minister, who said that it is impacting the federalism structure and they have no rights to enter the Secretariat, and recalls how in 2016 as well, after the demise of Jayalalitha, when the then Chief Secretary was raided and there were officials who had raided his office chamber in the Secretariat. Chief Minister says he condemned that move even then, and today yet again he's condemning. He's saying that who is being raided does not matter. The location where the raids are conducted does matter. That's the statement that came in from Chief Minister, even as ED raids are currently underway at the official residence of Senthil Balaji, the DMK minister.
The raids continue there for hours together. The political fight also continues. Purnima, for the moment, thank you so much for getting us the latest, but reactions are pouring in. Let's listen in.
I want to know what is happening, because we are in the dark. We do not know what is happening. All this is happening because after the Amit Shah's visit.
Why do you say that, sir?
Yes, because
how was Amit Shah's visit connected to?
Yes, is what they were doing all these days. He was alive, no? He was in the portfolio. He was in the same residence even before Mr. Shah came. Why they did not conduct raids? No. They have come with an ulterior motive. For the past 2-3 days, the political scene of Tamil Nadu is between ADMK and BJP. There is some talk going on. Each of them are giving heated statements.
It's a diversion.
Yeah?
It's a diversion.
Just to divert that issue, because people started asking that there is rift in the alliance of BJP between the ADMK and BJP.
Shifting focus now to more news that's coming in. This is over Panchayat elections in West Bengal, where the Calcutta High Court has now said that as far as security is concerned, in sensitive areas, central forces need to be deployed. Remember, there were several issues that were raised by the BJP and the Congress when they went to court as far as Panchayat elections go. The court said that the dates will be decided by the State Election Commission. That was a blow that was handed out to the petitioners. But as far as deployment of central forces is concerned, That is something that the court has directed, that at least in 7 sensitive districts, central force will be deployed. Kamalika, my colleague, getting us more details. Kamalika, what has transpired in court? What did the court observe?
Yeah, absolutely. There are two, for the petitioner as well as for the State Election Commission, there are positive and negative points. So let us break down the court order that has been spelled out in the court. Number one, the court has stated that regarding the extension of nomination day, regarding the date of election, all these things will be decided by the State Election Commission. So there where the opposition's demand of extension of that is not there. And also they're saying that the online nomination is not possible. That's what the court has said. On the other hand, very, 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 very important is the deployment of central forces. Now, what the court has said that earlier, while they were deposing, the State Election Commission stated that there are 7 sensitive districts. Now, it has been clearly stated in the 7 sensitive areas, which the State Election Commission has stated, in all these places, there has to be deployment of central forces. And also this is stated that if required, if the State Election Commission feels that in other places also, there is a requirement of central forces, then that obviously the state government, the State Election Commission can give their requisition to the central government, and the central government has to provide central forces to the State Election Commission. So this is one of the major points, which was the demand of the opposition, both Congress and BJP. So in Panchayat election in Bengal, there will be central forces. Now that is a very, very, very important point. In one hand, the extension, the poll procedure and other things is the State Election Commission which will decide, because it's courts not courts prerogative that they'll get into that.
But as far as the violence is concerned, the court has intervened and they have asked for central forces, at least in certain areas. That's the word coming out of the Calcutta High Court. For the moment, Kamalika, thank you so much for getting us the latest. We are shifting focus now to some global news, and trouble seems to be brewing for former President of the United States, Donald Trump. He's all set to appear before a federal courthouse in Miami to face charges in the classified documents case. Remember, Trump has been charged by the Department of Justice for mishandling classified documents. With this, Trump will become the first former US president to face federal criminal charges. Take a look at what's expected.
Former President Donald Trump will become the first former U.S. president to be arraigned on federal charges later today in a Miami courtroom. Trump faces a total of 37 counts, including 31 counts that alleges he willfully retained classified documents after he left office and refused to return them. Trump has rallied against the charges.
Witch hunt, scam, hoax. It's called election interference.